Hi, today is the 28th of December and it's getting colder and colder. I've been a bit busy for the last few days because I was going and looking for, to all the places in search of snow. I did manage to find a few places in the Black Forest and I was enjoying there. Mm, Now that the year has kind of come to an end, I've also done a few things of my residence and things. So now I'm a bit free. I thought I'd make a YouTube video for mostly of the different kind of plots that we can make in Origin. I thought this should not be necessary to for me to make, but then I've seen many people struggle in this, so I thought I'll just make one video of the plots, various kinds of plots that are necessary or useful in Origin. And so first I'd be starting with the simple line plot. So I had some of my data from my previous paper, so this is like an XRD data if you can see, 2 theta and intensity. So first a simple line plot to select an x and a y and then plot line in the line, that's it. So you get a line like this. Now if you want something like um, scattered plot, this is the same scattered plot without the line. Then you have a scatter and line, so you can see this each point is joined by line. So these are the three basic plots and most of us may know this. Then the second type is one with y offsets, or if we have, like, let's say I have three XRD data here, if you can see intensity 2 theta, 2 theta intensity, and then 2 theta intensity. So there are three XRD data. I have to plot them in one graph. So I first do them as xy xy. So all of them are now xy. Generally for XRD we use this. If you go to multi-curve and then you do here stack lines by y offsets. So this is one option where your X-ray data or the graph is stacked or raised by a y value. So you have these three graphs here. You can plot it this way, or I'll show you another way also. But for XRD generally we use this stacked data by y offsets. Then there is another method to plot such data. For this it's better I use an X, or I'll show this in this data itself. Yeah, so another one is stack multi-curve and then you can stack. So when you do a multi-curve stack, you can either do an auto one where it takes the three, or if you want like two layers and something like that, you can change these numbers and you have the preview here to see how it turns out. So I put auto 3, then top to bottom or bottom to top. So the ordering of graphs here change. Then just do a plot OK. Then you can modify these axes and things. If you want, you can delete this, or yeah. So generally this is useful because these small peaks, such small peaks are sometimes not visible when you do a plot by y offsets. So this will have each range for a, like this green graph would have its own specific range. Blue one has a specific range for its own, so you can define it and it will stay in the same area. So this is another method. Then there is for the similar stack graph. Let's say I have some XPS data. So now I just see, okay, I have one X and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 Y. So I do stack. Then in XPS you have to change this generally. So I just need two layers and 8. So you can see here that it's kind of not correct. So once you do this, okay, something also has, Let me just count the letters in this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this 6 and the second one has 8. So now you have this. So my intention was to show this number of layers thing so that you can have good graphs, and this data does not come in this one, and you have to just ensure that by changing those numbers, then the same thing you can do all such things in the graph once it's plotted. And you can delete this line or like this whole plot, but if you select only a line, you can do that, change these labels and do whatever you want. Then there is something for double Y. Generally this is used for TGA graphs, but I'm just showing. Let's say temperature is my temperature, weight, and heat flow I want to plot. Once I do this plot, then I go again multi-curve. This is double Y. So I have two Y's and an X here. If you see, then you change all the ranges and things here. Y and Y, and here there is an X. So this is how double Y graphs work. Then you have bar graphs. Okay, so let me remove these labels. Then I just put A1, A2, XYZ, and now just to plot. Let's say I want a bar graph. Then you go here in origin. A bar graph is called a column graph. So A1, A2, there's just two samples. XYZ, these are the three parameters that you want to have. If you want something on top of here, just double click this. Then you have your label. This is to enable. Then you have the labels of this also. So this is how these plots are. Yeah, and I hope I've covered most of the plots that are used. And if you think like I have missed any, then maybe you can again comment, or if I find any, or if I remember anything else, I'll again make some video. And then have a good day.